Hi, welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today, I'd like to unbox this click and play military base playset for 1/18 scale action figures. In the last few years, I've really come to like click and play products. They are really well scaled to 1/18. The construction can be a little on the cheaper side, but honestly, right now, there's a vacuum for this particular size of playset for action figures of the G.I. Joe type. Hasbro isn't releasing really anything. Click and Play really is the only place you can go. You can find them in abundance on Amazon. And the other great thing is they're completely affordable. It's not these super jacked up prices that Hasbro is doing right now. It's completely affordable prices. So let's just jump right into this box and see what's inside. So here on the box, it's showing you everything that comes with it for the most part, and also additional vehicles that you can purchase. My kids did have these for a little bit, the combat helicopter and the Blackhawk. They broke very easily. The plastic is really cheap on these, so they are really meant for, I believe, the more adult collector and have more displayability than playability. On the side of the box, you get an inventory of everything that comes in it. So you get 6 action figures, you get an ATV, a motorcycle, guard walls, machine guns, other decorative pieces inside, a ton of weapons, and then of course the base itself. So let's get this thing open and let's see what's inside. Wow, that is big. That base is huge. Okay, so it looks like everything comes packed in the base, meaning the base, army base, not the base of the base. Base is hollow. We got bags of stuff. I'll get you guys back on as soon as I can get this plastic off. Now that we have it out of the box, let's take a look at what we got. Let's start with the base first, since it is the biggest piece. So this is well over a foot long. I might have to throw up a size comparison at some point to compare it to the transportable battle platform from G.I. Joe, just to show you just how big this set is. But one of the reasons I really like this set, number one, is I thought, at least in my mind, it could be used for enemy or good guy, an enemy or good guy base. Just because it's camouflage doesn't mean it can't be Cobra. It does more go along with the color scheme of G.I. Joe. But, you know, to each their own. That way it gives you more versatility in displaying your figures. If you're like me, I do rotate them. So that way then not everything is out all at the same time. The detail on it is pretty awesome. As you can see, the camo. There are rivets across the top. There are vents. These spin. Not that they do anything, but they spin. There's detail along the side here where you see like a water pipe. There's wood grain on the doors. And on the other side, I mean, they have grass all the way around the base. There's even an alarm bell. But just like other Chatmate products, this plastic is very brittle. It sounds hollow, and it feels, and I hate to say this, but it does feel cheap. So that's why I say if you're going to buy this for a child, it will not last very long. We bought from our kids, we bought the Humvee, we bought the attack helicopter, and we bought the Blackhawk, and none of them lasted. The doors all broke, the wheels broke, the rotors all broke. Because my kids are smaller, they play harder. But for a display piece, I think this is awesome. And one of the great things, one of the reasons I really wanted it was because if you pull up here on the windows, you can open up the base, and then you can have a whole diorama right there to set up your command post or crew quarters or whatever it is you want it to be. And we'll get into the accessories here in a minute. To add to that is this base plate that does provide some level of detail to the floor as well. So when you display it, you would simply slide this underneath, and then you have some depth of realism to not only the environmental surroundings, but also then the floor. Let's take a look at what came in the accessory bags. Alright, so I finally managed to unbag just about all of the accessories except for the decorative ones on the outside. And here's everything that comes with it, so quite a lot of accessories. The box does boast 74 pieces. So one of the things that I really do like are the decorative pieces, like the tables with things like the laptops, detonators, and binoculars. That's pretty cool. You have other scaled objects like the boxes, the drone, the ammo box, oil cans, barbed wire fence. Of course, you do get action figures. You get this really sweet weapons rack, but the one thing about Chatmay weapons is they're always rubber. This is how they came out of the box, so I'm probably going to have to end up using a heat gun to straighten them out, but it is a pretty sweet weapons rack. But it is a pretty sweet weapons rack. The two things I don't like that don't scale very well is this bazooka, which I've never been in the military. I was not lucky enough to answer that call, but this device is so large compared to the figure. The figure can't even hold it. And I'd imagine in a real world scenario, if you were to launch something out of that, it would probably blow the guy back a couple dozen feet. And again, I'm not a weapons expert, I don't know, but this machine gun, I believe it's a machine gun on this tripod, is way too out of scale. In my opinion, it's out of scale with the rest of the display. It's almost as big as the figure itself. And if in a real world scenario someone were to fire this, it would probably blow up. I guess, I don't know. I really don't know. And the tripod is a little less than adequate because the front end breaks the second you even touch it. So that's probably not something I'm going to end up displaying. So let's get this thing together and let's start making a diorama. Okay, so after a little bit of building, here's what we came up with. In the guard towers, roadblock, manning the big old machine gun, preparing to defend the perimeter. You got some perimeter walls set up. Inside the bunker, we got Leatherneck looking over everyone's weapons. General Hawk planning his next move. Lady J doing her reconnaissance thing. Flint taking care of the newest drone, getting data off of that. Providing some surface-to-air support is Breaker, manning the MMS. You got Spirit walking in the door. And then you got Crankcase and his motor pool with the Striker, an ATV, and a motorcycle. Alright, so there you have it, the Click and Play Military Base Playset. I did add a lot of my 25th anniversary and vintage G.I. Joes into the mix just so you could see how well it would work with those. I did not use the army building figures that came with it. But as you can see, what's really limiting how much I put out is space. This is a 4-foot wide table and this takes up almost a third of it. So this is a big play set, and I just happen to have other Click and Play products as well as my G.I. Joe stuff, some Jurassic Park, Jurassic World, and I think it all works really, really well. Don't be hating too much. I was never in the military. I don't know what these things are capable of and or where their appropriate placement would be on an actual military base, but that's not the point. The point is to have fun, and I had a lot of fun unboxing this and putting this together for you. I highly recommend if you're looking for a new set piece for your display, this would be an awesome addition to it. Very detailed, a lot of options for you to put it together. You can use it for Joes, you can use it for Cobras, you can use it for whatever it is you want. But for right now, I think this is going to have to be really well thought out. I don't have a lot of room in my area here, so I'm probably going to have to put some stuff away and rotate some stuff out. But I really hope you enjoyed today's video. Please give me a like, share, and subscribe to keep this stuff coming, and I'll see you guys in the next one.